What is the ceiling for the Phoenix Suns? I mean, I think most people would be lying if they said that they saw the Phoenix Suns being second in the West right now. We all know what Chris Paul can do for a team. I followed the Thunder pretty closely last year, and it was pretty amazing to see the transformation. They look nothing like the Thunder team from the year before, and I think Chris Paul has really made it clear by now that he's a winning player and he will make your team better. But even taking into account what Chris Paul can do for a team, I had serious doubts of what a 35-year-old Chris Paul could do. Didn't even think he'd really be an all-star again, let alone an potentially all NBA player, and even in the MVP conversation, just a recognition as to how well he's played. But back to the Phoenix Suns. What really is their ceiling and what can they accomplish? When you look at their depth chart, it's not impressive. You do have Chris Paul, you do have Devin Booker, but the talent really does drop off after that. DeAndre Ayton has not been the center we thought he'd be. When you watch Suns games, he's definitely can disappear on the court at points. He's passive. He kind of gets bullied down low sometimes, even though he is a above average rebounder. And past DA, I mean, Mikal Bridges has had a good year. Cam Johnson has been good at points, but there's really not much else. Chris Paul has really been the cog in that wheel, and again, on paper, not a very strong wheel. But despite all that, they're the second seed in the West. With a healthy Lakers team, would they be third maybe? Sure. But they're only a game behind the Utah Jazz, who I think right now are the consensus best team, at least in the West. So where does that leave us for the playoffs? I mean, I think things change a lot if the Suns can manage to get that one seed. As I said, they're only a game back. And for as much as we like to downplay the importance of the regular season, having that one seed come playoff time is huge. As some of y'all probably know, that means you don't have to play both the 2 and the 3 seed. So theoretically, if they did get that one seed, they'd only have to play the Jazz or the Clippers to get to the finals, rather than both those teams. So say the Lakers stay at the 5 seed. That means they would have to play them most likely in the second round, which would be difficult, but we still don't know what the Lakers have in terms of LeBron's health, how cohesive they'll be. So there's a lot of ifs there. And that's a big if. But say that the Suns do get to the conference finals, which again, it's really weird to say. I didn't think anyone would have guessed that at this point they'd be this good. But do they have a genuine shot at the finals? I mean, my answer I think would be yes. Would it be tough, or will it be tough? Sure. A healthy Paul George and Kawhi is very, very difficult to handle. But again, that's a big if. The Jazz, I mean, Donovan Mitchell's out right now. They've somewhat come back down to earth, so it's not the craziest thing in the world to think they could beat them in a 7-game series. So are the odds in the Suns' favor? No. I mean, we're talking about a conference where the Jazz, the Clippers, the Nuggets, the Lakers, and the Suns are all contenders. The Mavs can put up a fight. the Trailblazers might be difficult in the series. It's stacked, and I think we all know what LeBron can do come playoff time. But if there's one thing I've learned, it's that you can't count Chris Paul out. So as long as he's healthy, as long as he's leading that team and playing at a genuine all-star and all-NBA level, I still think the Suns' ceiling is the finals.